Section 4, the appraisal process. Learning objectives. Number 1, define the appraisal process. Number 2, list the steps in the appraisal process. Number 3, explain the 3 approaches to value. Number 4, explain the strengths and weaknesses of the sales comparison approach. Number 5, explain USPAP and its role in appraisal. While the appraisal is an opinion of value, there is a standard procedure that an appraiser should follow to achieve the highest level of accuracy in value estimates. By following the procedures, the appraiser gathers and considers all available market information and utilizes consistent methods to arrive at a value estimate. Utilizing a standardized process assures that all properties are valued in a consistent manner. A. The definition of an appraisal. An appraisal is an opinion, an estimate of value. Number 2, it is based upon the integrity and competence of the appraiser. Number 3, it is based upon systematic and logical analysis of available data. B. The difference between mass appraisal and fee appraisal. Number 1, single property fee appraisal is the appraisal of a particular property for a fee. Number 2, mass appraisal is defined in the IAAO text, page 403, as the systematic appraisal of groups of properties as of a given date using standardized procedures and statistical testing. Number 3, mass appraisal requires the development of a valuation model capable of replicating the forces of supply and demand over a large area. Single property appraisal conducts a market analysis and develops one or more valuation models capable of estimating the value of the subject parcel only. C. The steps of the appraisal process. Number 1, definition of the problem.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. Identify the property to be appraised. Specify the property rights to be appraised. Define the purpose and function of the appraisal. Specify the date of the appraisal. Define the type of value to be estimated. Number 2, identification of scope of work. Number 3, preliminary survey and planning. Consider the potential HBU of the property. Consider which valuation approaches are most valid and useful. Number 4, data collection and analysis. General data such as national trends, regional and local trends, neighborhood trends. B, specific data, property specific, such as physical attributes of the subject, legal rights and restrictions of use of the subject, income, expense, and cost data regarding the subject. C, comparative data, such as sales price and income information from comparable sales, income, vacancy collection expenses, and capitalization rate. 3, construction cost. 4, land sales information from comparable sales. Number 5, HBU analysis, covered in previous section 3 of this material. Number 6, application of the data and the approaches to value. A, the cost approach, sales comparison market approach, and the income approach. B, applicability and limitations of the cost approach, such as most reliable for newer, improved properties. Depreciation is difficult to identify and to precisely estimate. Number 3, land values may be difficult to estimate in mature neighborhoods. Number 4, land values often must be estimated using allocation or land residual techniques. Useful when data. Number 5, useful when data is not available for other approaches. Number 6, not applicable for land valuation. Number 7, the only reasonable way to estimate value of special use improvements or a custom-built improvement with many unique features of design or construction. C, sales comparison approach, applicability limitations.
Applicability.
What?
Go.
Such as appropriate for appraisal of all land uses, appropriate for improved and unimproved property. Number 3, this one was starred. It's used widely for land and single-family house appraisal. Cannot be used without sufficient comparable sales information, or it's a primary limitation. It's very reliable if sufficient comparable sales are available. D, applicability and limitations of the income approach, often not appropriate for residential appraisal estimates, highly appropriate for commercial income property, may be appropriate for improved and unimproved land, requires market information about rent, vacancy, and expenses, requires market information about capitalization rates. Tax code requires appraisal districts to appraise special use properties' productivity value with the income approach. Number 7, correlation and reconciliation of the indicated values. A, determine which of the approaches is most appropriate for the subject by considering the relevance of each approach to the subject, the amount and reliability of the data collected, the inherent strengths and weaknesses of each approach. The cost approach focuses on the cost of rebuilding the subject's property. The market approach focuses on the sale prices of similar properties. The income approach converts the subject's property's income to an indication of value. The market approach looks to the sale prices of similar properties. And B, reconciles the three approaches to arrive at a final value estimate. D, applying USPAP in appraisal. Number 1, the appraiser must apply generally accepted appraisal practices to produce equal and uniform appraisals. Number 2, appraisers must continually upgrade their skills to remain proficient and continually review appraisal methodology. Number 3, appraisers must consider the three approaches to value, justify the selection of the approaches used, and correlate them to arrive at a final value conclusion. This is the end.